Get ready, because we are diving into the global media storm, following Leo Messi's stunning double for Inter Miami yesterday, marking his highly anticipated return to the starting lineup right after the World Cup. Let us see what they are saying across the globe about this performance. Plus, we are going to uncover a ton of hidden details from the game, especially Casemiro's intense reactions on the field, which spoke volumes throughout the entire night, proving that his past statements were absolutely true, that his ultimate dream was to share the field with Leo Messi. And we'll see exactly how furious those Real Madrid fans are getting over the footage we have. So let us get right into the heart of it. We are kicking off right now. Just as a quick reminder, we already covered the broader context of Inter Miami's intense 4-2 victory in match day 1 of the league's cup. We also put out another deep dive focusing entirely on the absolute soccer masterclass that Leo Messi put on during yesterday's incredible record-breaking match, especially all the historic milestones he shattered, so make sure you do not miss those details. But right here, we are going to focus on the global fallout and the details that emerged right after this massive headline-grabbing performance put on by Leo Messi. And let's be totally honest here. A lot of critics were online trying to downplay his achievements, trying to find any excuse to devalue what Messi accomplished yesterday on the field. They were saying, look at the opponent. It is only San Luis, and now everyone is acting like he is the best in the world just because of a double against San Luis. But no, that is not what people are saying at all. It is simply about his unbelievable consistency. We should just be grateful that Messi is still playing and performing at the absolute highest level possible, because let us not forget, Leo Messi was already named the best player of the 2026 World Cup. Sure, they denied him the trophy because he did not win the final, but that is another story. But Messi went out there and proved once again that he is the greatest player on the planet. Even at 39 years old, he did something we have never seen before. Putting on a historic performance at the World Cup at that age was truly something to celebrate, and that entire tournament was the ultimate proof of his genius. This latest game was just another solid confirmation of his greatness and the sheer, unmatched professionalism that Leo possesses. Because in practically no time at all, just about 2 weeks after, only 2 weeks after playing the grueling World Cup final, he was already back at training, got himself into peak physical shape, and returned to the field to be absolutely decisive. So that is exactly what we need to highlight here. Sure, he scored twice against San Luis, and I totally get that. I am definitely not going to sit here and claim that just because he scored a double against San Luis, it suddenly proves he is the absolute greatest player. No, of course not. It simply reinforces what we already know, and that is exactly what I want us to analyze. Now let us dive straight into the highly dramatic reactions from the global sports media, which we have carefully put together for you, so make sure to follow along for more soccer drama. Let us take a look at the major headlines that started popping up right after the match, starting with the Madrid-based outlet Diario AS, which we all know heavily favors Real Madrid. Their front page reads, San Luis unleashes Messi in the league's cup, as if he was somehow held back before, right? Maybe because of how things went down in that painful World Cup final. But here he is, completely unstoppable, truly incredible to watch. That is how Diario AS is framing it, so keep that in mind. Now let us keep going with even more reactions. We have got some key images showing exactly how everything went down on the pitch. Next up is Diario Marca, another massive Spanish media outlet based in Madrid, reporting that Lionel Messi finally leaves his World Cup heartbreak behind by scoring a spectacular double for Inter Miami on his return. That is their take. Yes, it is time to turn the page, though fans are still talking. People keep saying that the World Cup final loss still hurts deeply. Sure, it hurts, but honestly, this defeat did not sting nearly as bad as 2014, back when it felt like his absolute last shot at glory. I truly believe that was going to be the one and only chance Messi would ever get. But then he makes another World Cup final, wins it, and then reaches another one. It is just mind-blowing. The man is simply unbelievable, but life goes on, and yesterday we saw Messi doing what he loves most, playing soccer, looking genuinely happy on the field, and fully ready for whatever comes next. No, seriously. We cannot let setbacks define us. And I say this not just about soccer, but about life in general, because the hard truth is that we are all going to face tough losses at some point, no matter what we do. That is guaranteed in every single area of life, right? Whether it is school, your career, your personal relationships, friendships, or even love. We will lose sometimes. But if you just sit there and dwell on that failure, or keep obsessing over not reaching your goals, you are simply never going to move forward in life. So you have to keep pushing. And Messi, as much as he is the ultimate champion, also knows how to handle a loss and just keep going. That is an incredibly crucial lesson for all of us. That is the perspective from Diario Marca, and honestly, it is solid advice. Now let us dive into some other interesting details. And of course, we have ESPN reporting on the match. They called Messi unstoppable after his double and assist in Inter Miami's win over San Luis. Here we have it, a solid 4-2. Let us look, D Sports, which we know is a popular Argentine outlet. So Lionel Messi scored a beautiful brace to give Miami a temporary 3-1 lead. There it is on ESPN.com, a brace, right? The legendary Argentine put on quite a show with his brace in that big win against Atlético San Luis in their League's Cup opener. This win pretty much puts Miami on track to qualify, which is no surprise. Look at what Fox Sports is reporting too about Atlético San Luis. Messi is already the top scorer. Now that is a massive deal. Honestly, you guys pointed this record out to me in my previous video. I always seem to forget one or two, so you should definitely go check that out. But yes, I totally forgot to mention this specific record. Messi is officially the all-time leading scorer in the brief history of the League's Cup. This tournament is still very young, so reaching this milestone so quickly is highly impressive. Let us see what else we have here. Some are calling it a Guinness record of sorts. Either way, he finished with 2 goals and an assist. A massive win for the Herons. Messi got his brace, and Rodrigo de Paul was in the starting lineup too. Here is what they are saying on SportsCenter. The Argentine newspaper Diario Olé reports that Messi started for the first time since the World Cup final, putting on quite a show with 2 spectacular goals and an assist. What Leo did was just unreal. Naturally, tons of highlight videos are popping up. The clips are spreading fast, and we have even more updates from Thai Sports Argentina. They are essentially highlighting the same 921 career goals and counting. Remember, Messi is now less than 80 goals away from that massive milestone they keep hyping up. Because let us be realistic, unless something crazy happens, it is normal that Cristiano Ronaldo will be the first to reach that milestone of 1,000 goals. When that happens, Cristiano and his loyal army of online fanboys are going to push the narrative that this is the absolute greatest record in the entire history of soccer. But honestly, guys, no. Just stay calm, because soccer is about much more scoring goals. It is not the greatest milestone ever, especially since Leo might eventually get there too. We will have to see if Cristiano actually makes it first, and if Leo joins him later. But when they both do, we will look at the cold hard facts. Because, as we have already seen, the data clearly proves that Messi is actually the much more efficient goal scorer of the two. But anyway, there it is, guys, another classic Messi brace. According to 433, just 2.5 weeks after the intense World Cup final, Lionel Messi is already back in the starting lineup for Inter Miami, immediately scoring goals. He is racking up assists too, and those mind-blowing numbers really speak for themselves. That is what outlets like Invictos and 433 are pointing out. This is a highly fascinating perspective. You really need to pay close attention to what Invictos posted. He could easily be retired, or at least still enjoying a much longer vacation. He could completely walk away from soccer, because let us be honest, he completed the sport a long time ago. Yet Lionel Messi continues to give his absolute all on the pitch, putting on amazing shows even though he has nothing left to prove to anyone. Of course, guys, think about it. It has been barely 2 weeks since the World Cup final. After playing a legendary tournament, if he told Inter Miami that he wanted to rest, nobody would blame him. If he took a month off, absolutely nobody in Miami would have said a word to him. Literally nobody, but he just wants to keep competing. He came back to Inter Miami as if he had never even left. He came back exactly like always. Even though he had almost no real rest, he returned playing at that incredibly high level we saw during the World Cup. It is absolutely wild. Ladies and gentlemen, we really need to enjoy these final performances more than we ever have before. Some guys were actually telling me that I am secretly running the Invictos account. No, my friends, that is definitely not true. But remember, Invictos is actually a popular Mexican media outlet. True soccer fans understand. They said we must cherish these final moments of the greatest of all time, because we will never see anything like him again. That is so true. We do not know how many games Messi has left. We all hope there are many more, but realistically, he has far fewer matches ahead of him than behind him. That is exactly why this moment is so important. I got to watch the greatest player in history. Shout out to Invictos for posting that beautiful message, guys. At 39 years old, he recorded an incredible 8 goals and 4 assists during the recent World Cup. He then cut his vacation short, and in his very first start with Inter Miami, he scored 2 absolute masterpieces of goals. You simply cannot compare him to anyone else in history. At this stage, there is absolutely no debate that can be sustained. These are just cold, hard facts. Still, some of you always ask me, why do you keep comparing him to Cristiano Ronaldo then? No, guys, it is not that I am comparing them. I am just showing how ridiculous it is to compare them, because some fans, my friends, genuinely believe that Cristiano or any other player is on his level. But that is simply not the case, guys. There is honestly no comparison, and it is not even up for discussion anymore. There is absolutely zero chance, no chance at all. But anyway, he is the undisputed greatest, just as Invictos and Cali Sport reported. No, Lionel Messi has actually scored more goals than Cristiano Ronaldo in 2026, despite not even playing as a natural striker. It is a hard fact. Messi has 25 goals compared to Ronaldo's 19 in Saudi Arabia, where scoring is honestly way too easy. But why? Because Ronaldo is on a super team playing against low-tier opponents. Check the stats, guys. King Messi is just on another level. It is mind-blowing. He literally created the entire play and then finished it himself. Just look at what Major League Soccer posted. Casemiro is out there living every kid's dream, pure joy just playing alongside Messi. Pay close attention because we are about to watch this viral video. Trust me, it made the Ronaldo loyalists absolutely furious. We are going to look at these clips right now. There were actually several different moments during the match where you could see Casemiro looking incredibly happy on the field, just to be sharing the pitch with Leo Messi. Then there was Messi's anger when the match was paused, plus that massive brace and all the other insane stats we have been tracking. All these metrics and final player ratings are popping up, including the ones shared by our friends over at Football Total. You should definitely go check out their channel. But let us connect this to Casemiro. Remember when he first arrived in Miami just a couple of days ago? Casemiro held a press conference. He said some incredible things. He admitted he is here for Messi. He literally called him the god of football. Naturally, all the Real Madrid and Ronaldo fanboys started crying about it. They started claiming, no way, he is only saying that because Miami is paying him $80 million. Just complete nonsense from some random soccer pundits. If they only knew he is actually making less than some average MLS players. He took a massive pay cut just to play in Miami. He did not even come in as a designated franchise player, guys. Nobody is paying him to praise Messi. You can see it in his body language, his genuine smile, and how he carries himself out there. Honestly, I never really liked the guy. He was a brute who spent years constantly hacking down Messi during those incredibly intense El Clasico battles between Barcelona and Real Madrid. But you can tell he is a man who truly loves the game. He loves soccer and simply wanted to fulfill his dream of playing alongside Messi. It felt totally impossible. If you told me years ago we see Messi's Casemiro on the same team, I would have laughed. Well, it actually happened. And it is not just their club history. They did not just battle in those fierce El Clasico matches. They also went head-to-head in those incredibly brutal rivalries between Argentina and Brazil. Unbelievable. They faced off in that 2021 Copa America final. It is absolute madness. To see a legendary player of his caliber speak so highly of Messi, and then actually prove it with his actions during the pre-match warm-ups. Casemiro walked right up to Messi, gave him a massive hug, whispered something in his ear, and Messi just cracked up laughing at it. Going from tackling him hard on the pitch to warm hugs. We have more footage. We cannot show the actual clip due to copyright issues, but these pictures tell the whole story. It is truly incredible. They are getting along incredibly well. I always told you that Casemiro would bring massive value to this squad, obviously on the field, but especially inside that locker room. Look at these moments. Our captain makes it look effortless. Pay close attention to this short clip that highlights the entire build-up. It shows the play leading up to the goal. Casemiro lays it off to Noah Allen, who basically turned into Jordi Alba last night. Just watch how Noah Allen whips this cross in. Allen does not even need to look up before crossing. He does it on pure instinct because everyone knows, yet nobody can stop it, that this is the classic Sissi danger zone. A perfect cutback pass. I have always said this. The technical skill Messi possesses to just cushion that ball is out of this world. It is insane. I keep replaying it. Like I mentioned in the records video, hitting a first-time shot is already incredibly hard. But catching it mid-air on the volley is on a whole different level of difficulty. He is moving at full speed and has to redirect the ball completely. Messi did not just try to break the net, he simply guides it with a delicate touch, just a quick flick of his foot to steer it away from the keeper. He placed it perfectly beyond the keeper's reach. That is just absolute world-class technique. Look at the reaction here. Watch Casemiro run straight over to celebrate right behind Rodrigo de Paul, who is obviously Messi's closest bodyguard on the pitch. It is unbelievable. Then Noah Allen arrives, and finally Casemiro. Look at what he says to the goal scorer. They are both cracking up. This is exactly what the GOAT does. He is the greatest of all time, making even a die-hard Real Madrid legend react like this. A lifelong Madridista making a massive effort just to share the pitch with him, showering him with endless praise, and looking genuinely thrilled to be out there playing right next to Messi. Afterward, Messi stayed on the pitch to personally thank his family. He also hugged Casemiro and got a couple of jersey requests right after the final whistle. That is another moment they did not show on TV though. You see, because so many people, not everyone, obviously, but a lot of Mexican fans keep saying that Messi somehow dislikes Mexico. Well, look at him here, heading straight over to the Atlético San Luis players. Watch how they approach him to chat. This one kid asks him for his jersey, and Messi says yes, in the locker room. Of course, my friend, absolutely. And then he goes around shaking hands with everyone. Look, here comes Reguilón, another former Real Madrid player now sharing the pitch with Messi. Sure, he is not quite on that legendary Casemiro level, but still, there he is. There goes Leo Messi walking alongside Frey. But wait, look at this. The one actively searching for Messi is Casemiro, coming up right behind him on the pitch. Naturally, he is there to greet all the players, but watch closely. The only person Casemiro actually gives a real hug to is Messi. Honestly, it feels like Casemiro still cannot believe he is actually playing alongside Messi. It is like he has to hold him, to hug him, just to make sure he is real. Yes, he is real, Casemiro. I know you spent years facing him, seeing him as your ultimate nemesis. But now he is your teammate. And look at all these other players coming up, begging for photos and shirts, with Messi calmly telling them no problem, we will swap in the locker room. Pure class from Leo, absolutely top class. That is a great clip right there. And we should also point out that they stayed behind to greet the fans. Remember what happened before the World Cup? I almost forgot about this. But it is true. Remember how some fans did something incredibly stupid before the World Cup? Whistling at the team even while they were winning? Messi literally had to tell them to stop doing that. There was even a weird protest where people wanted to boo Inter Miami because the players did not stay behind to wave, blaming the team captains for it. Thankfully, the World Cup started and everyone forgot about that petty drama. Now, maybe it was a direct order from the club hierarchy, or maybe they wanted to ease the tension, but they stayed out to applaud the fans. Here is the entire Inter Miami squad, including Leo Messi, clapping for the fans. They are finally united as a group before heading down the tunnel. So there you have it, a genuinely class gesture. We also see Michael sharing a moment with Messi. Remember, it was Messi who set up Michael for that goal. Beautiful stuff. Anyway, there is the footage. It is a really solid clip all around. Not much else to add there. That Casemiro moment really stung some people though. If you check his social media right now, you will find a bunch of incredibly bitter, toxic Real Madrid fans attacking him. They are throwing absolute shade at him for no logical reason. But hey, that is just how it is. If you made it this far, hit that like button to help us out. We will dive deeper into this tomorrow as we preview the big match between Inter Miami and Monterrey scheduled for this Saturday. Keep a close eye on that massive fixture. And one final thing before we wrap this up. Check out our sponsor at camisetas.mx for top quality jerseys at the best prices with free global shipping. We also have special discount codes waiting for you. That is about all we have for now. Thanks for your support, and I will catch you in the comments section.